Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với phần cuối cùng của chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh ngày hôm nay trên kênh FBNC với chủ đề về đầu tư định cư tại Hoa Kỳ với dự án Lake Point tại miền nam của tiểu bang Florida cùng các vị khách mời chúng ta ngày hôm nay. So Mr. George, I understand that there are already some successful Vietnamese clients
Yes, there are.
Joined this project, Lake
Yes.
Point, and you have a chance to talk to them as well.
Oh, yes.
What did they say?
They're really happy that they invested in Lake Point because they've been a lot of the people have been looking for quite some time at different opportunities to invest through in an EB5 investment in the United States, and they've been trying to figure out which one is the safest way to go and which agents to go through, and the ones that have successfully been through and been approved, they're very, very happy, and they are here in Ho Chi Minh. And he was speaking on our behalf to other people. He's really happy to share his experience. I've also met with a lot of people who are in the process of going through with this investment, and it helps. It helps for them to. This is why I come. It helps for them to meet with me face to face. And in addition to that, we've also had successful investors who've been approved by the United States actually come to South Florida and visit the project, and they've had a really good time. They like to see it. They've shared it. They take lots of pictures, and it really makes them feel good that everything we've said is true, and they can really see it with their own eyes, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's good experience.
There's an element of faith that's involved until we got our first approvals. So our first investors, they're like, we hope you guys pull this off. Once we started getting the approvals, there's this collective sigh of relief, and it's like, hey, they did what they said they were going to do. So now it's a really good time for us.
The real case.
Yes,
exactly.
Very successful.
We've had 100% rate of approval.
When you talk to clients, what seem to be the most typical concerns? What seem to be the most typical question that they have for you about this kind of project when you talk to potential client?
I think that the single biggest question is, how do I know that you're really going to do what you're saying you're going to do with my money? They're concerned about their residency, but it's a lot of money, even for people that have amassed it. And the answer is always, show me your general partner in an EB5 situation, and if that person has less to lose than you do, you don't want to go there. And in this case, we have a very proven group of investors with Judd and his partners.
The investors are very concerned about getting their immigration status resolved in the United States, their green card, and they're very concerned about. They want to have as much assurance as they can possibly get that their investment is going to be safe. It's going to be utilized in the right way. The United States government won't allow you to guarantee anything. That's the way this program is set up. So they're looking for as many assurances that they can in terms of, how long has the project been in business? Is it even in business yet? Who are the general partners? What's the business plan? And so those are the types of things that we're really confident about because we can really show a track record. We can show strength in the general partner. So there's a lot of positive things.
Financially, why is Lake Point a good project?
Financially, for the investor, it's appraised for a much higher number than from when this whole project started. When we initially launched it, it had a lower appraisal than it does today, a certified appraisal. So already it's going up in value, and we can document that. It's a certified appraisal. We can show that the income is increasing, our sales are increasing, our profit margin is increasing. So those are some of the main reasons.
The other thing that's really important is Lake Point. I structured Lake Point from the very beginning, so there would be no dilution of capital on the part of the structure. What happens a lot of times is there's an assumption that your $1 of EB5 equity equals $1. In reality, there's a lot of fees. The regional center charges a fee. American Venture Solutions Regional Center was formed specifically by us for the Lake Point project and future projects. So we own the regional center, they own the project, we control it, there's no hidden fees. So that's a much safer structure, much more transparent.
I know this kind of project is you opening to other many markets around the world. So is there a quota for each countries?
There's no per country quota, but there's a total annual limit of 10,000 visas per year. And that doesn't just include the investors. So a family of 4 uses up 4 visas. The concern right now, and it's going to happen soon, because the Chinese represent such a large portion of the sector, once they hit a certain number and the 10,000 are hit, then per country quotas will be instigated so that each country gets an equal amount. For Vietnam, that won't be an issue. For China, it'll be a huge problem.
So what should clients keep in mind in terms of taxes for this kind of project?
That's a really great question that's not asked very often. And what we tell clients is, look, from the time that you initiate the EB-5 process until you get approved for residency, you're looking at typically a period of about maybe 14 to 16 months. And anyone who is in a position to invest in EB-5 needs to get appropriate tax counsel, both in their country, and Harvey Law Group can provide them with the correct references or whatever is necessary, and in the United States, because once you enter the United States and you are admitted as a resident, there's tax implications worldwide. So it's a very important thing to do, and it's easily done. It's just that a lot of people don't do it.
Can clients make investment in this kind of project and then just give that chance to their children to go to study in the state? Can they do that?
Absolutely. It can be a gift. And
it can be transferred, right?
Yes, well, it can't be transferred, but for example, if you have a son that's over 21 that won't enter with you, you can give him the money to invest in it. So it's very flexible in terms of the beneficiary of the program.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. Thưa quý vị, vừa rồi là những chia sẻ của các khách mời liên quan đến chương trình EB-5 đầu tư và định cư tại Hoa Kỳ thông qua dự án Lake Point tại miền Nam của tiểu bang Florida. Để có thêm thông tin chi tiết, quý vị có thể liên hệ với công ty luật Harvey Law Group. Đến đây thì chương trình sẽ được khép lại. Một lần nữa, quý vị có thể theo dõi lại chương trình trên trang web đồng tiền thông minh fbnc.com hoặc là facebook.com/đồng tiền thông minh. Thân ái chào tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại quý vị trong những chương trình kỳ sau.